Sam. I am head of legal at On Deck. Levy's solving a whole bunch of different pains for us. Largely the annoying administrative tasks that you either don't want to have to deal with or don't even know that you need to deal with when you're a fully distributed company where everyone's working remote. I don't want to oversell it, but like being able to sleep at night with the knowledge that some of the things that would keep you up, Levy has your back. You know, when you have a thinly staffed team and you have one person who's in charge of a process that needs to take place for the company to function or for people to get paid at the end of the day, and you're worried, well, what happens if that person's sick? What happens if that person needs to take leave? You don't want that function not to happen. And Levy is great at playing backup for a lot of really important roles. The alternatives are working with a handful of different vendors or a handful of internal hires. I think that I don't want to overstate it, but maybe like two and a half roles that we thought we were going to have to replace that now we may not have to replace or we'll be able to replace with part-time work because Levy is providing support in those areas. I mean, right now I would say that Levy's saving us over low six figures, like over $100,000. It's interesting because I would never describe Levy services as like personal assistant, but it almost feels at times like all of our internal ops employees have Levy as a personal assistant. And in that sense, like it saves each of us a good deal of time. It's hard to quantify in terms of like weekly hours, but at least as much as, you know, having another full-time person on the team, but probably more because the thing that's really impressed me the most about Levy is how quickly they can get up to speed, because you don't really need to get them up to speed on anything. You have the Levy teammates understand these processes, and all you have to do is show them what your local flavor is. It's never complete. There's always ongoing registration requirements. There's always franchise taxes to be filed. There's always states that you need to file to do business in as a foreign entity. They feel like small things, and they actually are small things if you do them right and you do them on time, and they become a big pain when you are delinquent and you have to go back and rectify something. And so it's great to have Levy to free you up to do the things you care about while they take care of the internal ops. Without Levy, I would have to hire one, maybe two more people, probably two. And then I'd have to train them. It makes me feel confident in what our processes are. I think of it as the same. I mean, this is almost self-serving because I'm a lawyer, but I think most startups wait a really long time to hire in-house counsel, and most of them wait a little bit too long because they don't have a really pressing need that they see, and they accumulate a lot of legal debt. So then they end up hiring an in-house counsel that they want to focus on one or two specific projects, but ends up getting bogged down in cleaning up the legal debt that the company's accumulated by operating for years or months without any in-house counsel. And I think the same way about Levy and just internal operations. If you operate without this expertise, you can probably get by, but you're accumulating a lot of operational debt that you're not aware of. And the sooner that you can either start avoiding that or start clearing it out by working with someone like Levy, the better off you'll be as you scale. I would think of it like there's a whole bucket of service providing vendors that startups will hire for economies of scale. And when you think about, payroll processing, for example, if you have a team of less than 100 people, it would never make sense for you to have payroll being processed internally and hiring a full-time payroll processor. So I would think that as you grow and scale, there will be different things for Levy to help with. So I do imagine there will be, maybe you hit 500 employees and you're too big for Levy. But I think that most of your employees, the people who are evaluating Levy, probably have plenty of time, years, that they could derive a lot of value from Levy.